Well, Christmas has been and gone, and it's time for the actual greatest time of the year. It's Boxing Day football, and we're here with Orient Live, and I'm joined by Glenn Wilkie and Jabbo Abire, as well. Going to be bringing you our fixture against Crawley Town. And boys, Merry Christmas. Hope you had a lovely one. But Boxing Day is where it's all at. Football galore, starting today, starting right now.
This is what Christmas is all about. Boxing Day football always is big tradition in my family, and yeah, great to be here spending it with our Orient family, and hopefully we'll have a smile on our faces and a lovely big present of 3 points at the end of the day.
Hopefully so, but it's an interesting fixture, Jabbo. We'll come on to maybe the scheduling around it, but on paper, this looks like a game with the form that we're in. Should be an exciting one for us.
Yeah, definitely. I think, if we approach the game well and, we're in a good run of form, the lads must be feeling so confident at the moment. I think it's definitely a fixture that we can take advantage of today, for sure.
Hopefully so. Well, we'll come on to all of that business in just a second. But first, let's hear from the main man. It's the gaffer. It's Richie Wellins. Hopefully any second now.
He's opening his presents.
Mentioned that the lads will have Christmas Day off, which isn't the case at every club up and down the country. Why is it important to you that the players do get that day off?
Because we have to play as families more than anything. The players' wives, girlfriends, children, to sacrifice a lot. We spend a lot of time on the road, away trips, going away Friday night, not seeing the families and what have you. And we ask, with the schedule sometimes we ask our other halves to do a lot, pick the kids up, do the school runs, take them to football on a Saturday, whatever it may be. So I think it's important this day of the year when it should be spent with family. That listen, we'll still ask them to do a run, make sure they can get up, wake up, spend the time with the families, open the presents, what have you, have Christmas dinner. But then we will ask them to do a little bit. It's not like they're going to be sat on the backsides all day. So I think it's just that respect. We give the players something back from the staff side.
We're speaking on Monday afternoon, so Crawley are set to play tonight. What kind of challenge are they going to put to us, do you think?
I think they're one of the best teams in terms of in possession. The rotations are open, and when they get it right, they can be a real threat. I've seen an upward curve in the results, in the performances in the last 6 to 8 games. So honestly, we don't care who we play in this league. It's all tough. 4-0 away at Barnes, it looks like it was an easy result. It's not. You've got to put the hard yards in. You've got to do the basics well, and we're turning into a team that do the basics really, really well. And on top of that, we have quality. So it's irrespective of who we play, we need to be right at it.
There from Richie, and he's opted for an unchanged starting 11 from that resounding 4-0 win over Barnsley on Saturday. But let's remind ourselves of how the O's will line up. Here in goal, keeping his places, 24, Josh Keeley. Along the back line, in the full-back positions, we have Jack Curran on the left side of the defence and Ethan Galbraith at right back. In the heart of defence is Omar Beckles alongside Dan Happy. And wearing the armband today is Dan Pratley in the middle of the park. Jordan Brown partners him. And then just ahead of them is Dan Adjie, Jamie Donnelly and Ollie O'Neill. And leading the line is Charlie Kelman. And on the bench for the O's is Noah Phillips. Sean Clare returns following his layout on the sidelines. Jaden Sweeney, Jack Simpson, Dominic Ball, Dialang Jayasimi and Sonny Perkins. Now they touched on it there. It's that festive period where, a lot of football's being played. They've been given Christmas Day off, but I guess at this point you're just kind of bouncing from one game into the next, especially when you're on this good form. When
you're on good form and you're winning, and especially a major win away at Barnsley 4-0, which I don't think many people saw coming, you've got to trust the players. They're fit. It's not like it's early in the season where you're trying to get fitness from your pre-season and gain match sharpness. They're sort of halfway through the season now, so he's trusting the players. The players have been doing well, unbeaten in a numerous amount of games at the moment, in good form. Let them have a day off. What's the worst that can happen, You can get beat. But no, like he says, they're fit. They've gone out for a little jog. He's tasked them with going out, loosening their legs up. They'll come back. They'll appreciate that. There's nothing worse than a manager getting you in on Christmas Day. I remember being here and coming in training on the pitch on Christmas Day ahead of a Boxing Day game. It's so soul destroying. It messes up your Christmas Day. He's allowed them players to spend the time with their families and friends, and hopefully they repay him today.
You were saying what a Christmas Day training session might have looked like 20 odd years ago when you were starting out, Jabbo. I think the game's maybe changed a little bit since then.
Yeah.
Hopefully, players aren't enjoying their Christmases maybe as much as they were back in the day. But that's modern football now, isn't it? They're consummate professionals, and it's an interesting one, though.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the game's definitely evolved from our earlier conversation from when I was young. But I mean, it's a great point in the season where you can capitalise, because I always used to think that players might take extra liberties and I wouldn't. So it give me an extra boost come the Boxing Day match. So I'd always try and do it right. And when you're in a good run of form, when you're scoring, especially as a striker, you'll do everything right on Christmas Day. You'll say, okay, you know what, I enjoy my Christmas dinner on Boxing Day because I want to keep nicking some more goals. And that's why I used to always really even home in more during that Christmas period, because I knew I could get a few goals in that time.
So are you saying I was unprofessional? I had bottles of whiskey in my socks or something?
I'm not saying nothing, man.
I mean, let's talk about football then. It's what we're here for. And an unchanged side is, you obviously can't change a side that wins 4-0 on the road to a team like Barnsley, can you? But you like to Darren Prattley in there playing a lot of minutes on Saturday. They're in today. They're running on, not empty, but I guess there's going to be some tired legs in there, but they're going to need to find that energy.
Yeah, but they've had 4 or 5 days recovery. They recover well now with all the science element of it. So with Darren Prattley, what's he, 39? Is he 39? He didn't play that much early on in the season. He was on the bench coming in and out, and there is always a concern about overplaying him and stressing him too much. But he's come in and he's been solid. And it's not only his performances; it's his knowledge, his experience, how he helps everyone around him, all the other players. And he would want to play today. Especially after how he played last Saturday. He'd be like you said, every single player who played Saturday and started Saturday done a great job. You can't be dropping people unless they've got knocks or suspensions, So if it doesn't go right and they look tired in the first 30 minutes, I'm sure Richie will be looking at it thinking, how can we freshen this up?
And goals always help, don't they? If you're scoring goals, as you said, over this period, you try and nick some. Charlie Kelman on the score sheet, Donnelly getting his first goal for the club, Sonny Perkins scoring again. 4-0, 4 goals unanswered. That will give so much confidence, especially to those attacking players. And then you look at Crawley, a team who've conceded a lot of goals. Hopefully, we can get some more today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, when you're in that festive period, you get that goal, and the games are coming thick and fast. You keep scoring, and Calman coming back into the side, getting a goal, and what a good goal it was at the weekend. I mean, he's just gonna be itching to play. And Donnelly, you can see his celebration. He just didn't kind of know what to do. He was just buzzing, thinking that's scored. So he'll just be buzzing today to get back on the pitch and get some more. First
professional goal for Jamie Donnelly. He's really, we spoke about him on Saturday about how he's grown into the team of late. He feels like he's getting up to speed with men's football, and he's proven to be a really, really important part to that way we play.
But there was a high expectation when he's on loan from Spurs, and the noise coming out of Spurs and from other people watching him, he was like this starlet who's going to go on and have a really good career. He came to us, he sort of played the early games, did okay, but didn't set the world alight. Out the side, obviously got to grips with tactics, the management, the coaching style and everything around him. And he's got his chance again in the team. And he's done really well. He's come in, done really well. Really pleased for him that he got his first goal, because that's a big thing. That's a big thing, getting your first goal when you've played a number of games. But it's not only that, it's his all-round game. He looks like he's settling in now, I remember Idris El Mazouni, when he came and he started playing, he was a bit slow to get to grips, and then all of a sudden it clicked, and he was unstoppable, wasn't he? And he went on and he's gone on and done really well. I think the same with Donnelly now. Once he gets established, he's not thinking, I've got to keep my shirt, or I don't want to make a mistake. It's more, what can I do? How can I impact this game? And he shows, and he stamps his authority on the game, and he does really well. And confidence, anyone on the pitch, from goalkeeper to centre forward, you've got confidence, you'll play really, really well, and that's how he looks at the moment.
It certainly does. And another player who we know what a good finisher he is, and that goal on Saturday will probably give him a lot of confidence. It was a fantastic finish from Charlie Kelman. He feels like he's kept his spot now as well. He's been on the bench looking for his opportunity. He took it on Saturday, and as a striker, you've got to run with that, haven't you?
Yeah, 100%. And he done well. And obviously he's kept his shirt, and although Perkins come and scored, you know, he played well, scored a great goal, and you know he's going to want to build on that, because knowing that how competitive it is, and now people coming off the bench and scoring, he's going to want to replicate that again and keep going, because that was a great finish, and we know what he can really do.
It's an interesting one though with Dan Nagy and Charlie Kelman. We expect Charlie leading the line, Dan Nagy out wide, but it's all interchangeable, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, and that's why we're being successful at the moment, because as an opposition coach, whatever, you're setting up and you're looking at the opposition. You go, right, he plays there. This is his movement. Oh, we can defend that quite well. They're interchanging. All of our sort of forward line are interchanging. They'll pop up different sides. It's so difficult to defend against, you know. So you can't. You can sort of set up and say, look, they may do this, may do that. But you start dragging people out where they don't want to go, defenders, and it opens up space for someone else to run in. Perfect for us. Very, very difficult to play against. And I just think the way they're working together at the moment is really well. And O'Neill coming in as well and joining up with them, it's a really, really good sort of forward three, and very difficult to play against. And that's why we're getting success.
Well, goals galore would be a very, very nice late Christmas present. Hopefully we can bring them to you. Kick-off is in just over 15 minutes. And of course, don't forget, if you're watching along live on the YouTube stream, then today's match is available for those fans or few fans outside of the UK to watch along this here on Orient Live. You can pick up a match pass for just £10. If you're in the UK and listening and watching on YouTube, then you can pick up an audio pass to listen on with Dave Victor and Matt Hiscock. This game kicks off at 1 o'clock, so make sure you head over and pick up your streaming pass before then. Now, considering it's a festive time of the year, let's take a look away from football and some of the other important things, as the O's were out in the community early this week spreading some festive cheer.
Been at one of the local churches with a few of the boys from the team helping out here on such a good day that the club have organised along with the church, and yeah, just really giving back to the community. And it's good, I think, for the club to be a part of something like this. It's been really joyful. The best bit for us, but yeah, we give it a go. There's a few songs going, and yeah, just really good environment to be around, to be honest. And yeah, just wishing people a good Christmas here. It's good.
That's what you live life for, really. Like moments like this, it's giving back to the people around you because they support us, and the people in the area. It's good to give back, and it's, as I said before, it's really wholesome, and the lads have enjoyed it. We got a message for all the lads, so I'll take it into the changing room on Friday and show them, and it obviously means a lot to us, and it's what spurs us on, really, like the support from the fans and the support from people around us to want us to do well. And it's really good to see everyone here today and with a smile on their faces so close to Christmas. So yeah, it's good.
You know, coming up to Christmas time, it's good to kind of share some love with them and help them out. You bump into Irish people everywhere. It's happened to me so many times since I moved to the UK. So yeah, there was a woman that, you know, was from Ireland, had a good conversation with a lot of people. Obviously supper with, you know, lots of family members and that, but to see a lot of people smiling here today is the main thing. You never know, I might become a caterer when I retire, so we'll have to see.
Just socialising with them, really. Around Christmas time, it's good to give back to the community and stuff like that around Christmas time, because they might be struggling, they might be feeling lonely, so it would help them massively. So I've basically been giving them teas and coffees and offering them bananas and stuff like that and fruit to keep them healthy, and I've been washing plates in the kitchen there, just to help out the volunteers, really. So it's been good. Speaking to a woman in there who supported Tottenham. So obviously we've got a player on loan, Josh Keeley, we were speaking about. She comes and supports the women's team at Leyton Orient as well, so it's good to obviously know that women's football's growing as well and stuff like that, and she's got something to do over Christmas. Yeah, I won both of the crackers, to be honest. I won 2 out of 2, so it was good.
It's good to get in the Christmas spirit, speaking to people. Obviously you get to know different people's backgrounds and stuff, which is good. because obviously everyone isn't the same, and it's just nice to talk to people and stuff, giving food out, giving drinks out, so making sure that they're eating, they're drinking well, and yeah, it's important. Me and Alf, we enjoyed the singing, to be fair. Got some good bangers on there for Christmas. But yeah, it's good. It's good to get everyone in the Christmas vibe.
Fantastic stuff there from the lads. Right now, before we look back to the football, we just want to say a very quick thank you to all of our partners for their 24 prizes given away in December. The winners are going to be selected in the coming days, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But again, just a massive thank you to all of our club partners for their support in this one. Right then, looking back towards the football then, and it's a little Omar Beckles baby who we've been catching up with, and we're going to hear his thoughts ahead of the game.
Bex, last time we spoke about a month ago, we were in a bit of a different place. We're in a bit of tricky form, whereas now we're 3 wins from our last 4 league games, 5 clean sheets in a row in all competitions. Just what does that tell you about football and the way it can work?
Yeah. So I guess a month ago when we were in that difficult place, I guess it goes to show that, you know, a lot can change in football. We can take a lot of confidence from recent games, the clean sheets that we've had, the unbeaten run. What's that? 7
in 10. 7 clean sheets in 10.
So yeah, seven clean sheets in 10, 5 in a row. And everyone's pulling their weight. You know, the whole squad is being called upon and playing at Charlton away and getting a very good result. So yeah, I think it goes to show that, you know, I guess we weren't really getting the rub of the green the first half of the season. Some internal things we maybe needed to address. But I think things are coming together. I think we're in a really good place. And I think we're all pulling in the right direction, and I think it comes as a collective, both, you know, ourselves and the fans now. So yeah, we're in a good place.
I mean, it felt like in the first few weeks of the season when I was doing interviews with you and some of the other lads and the gaffer, that the message that was coming from you guys was, yeah, the results aren't there, but we feel like it's coming. So we're always confident that this kind of run was potentially around the corner.
100%, yeah. So we had a bit of a debrief earlier about our stats and where we were in the first block of 10 and where we are in the second block of 10. And one thing that I think really stood out to me was that consistency around our high press. So, you know, when times are going difficult, you could change. You could like really go really negative. And I even had it in the back of my mind that probably that might be best for us to, you know, adapt and change in a certain way. But you know what? We've stayed ultra aggressive. We still stuck to, you know, our values, our core values of being a really aggressive, high-pressing team. And that's been consistent. You know, there's been other stats that have changed, but that being consistent has shown that, you know what, we've not really come away from that essence, and everyone's bought into it. And I think it's going to be really important that we maintain that. You know, understanding, you know, having a clear identity of what you are and not having grey areas and going, all right, we'll do this, all right, we'll do that now. There's a lot of teams that may chop and change, and it's hard to get that consistency. But we stuck to our gun, even when things weren't going well. But it's paying dividends, you know. I think sometimes you have to take those dark moments when you're sowing seeds, and it's like, you know, seeds are sown in dark places, do you know what I mean? But for it to eventually bear fruit, it takes time. So we're bearing the fruit of it now, you know. So hopefully we can continue to head in the right direction and maintain that throughout the season. We're going to need the whole squad to do so. So yeah.
A very philosophical interview there from Omar, and a great interview as well, actually listening to him talk about sticking to your beliefs and how we've actually been in this recent run of form. It's a credit to Richie, the team, and also, you know, the players, of course.
Yeah, it was interesting. Omar's broken down the season over the block of 10 in the first games and the block of 10 now, which we've done really well. That first block of 10, said about being ultra aggressive and pressing high, that's fine. We were conceding goals because we looked really like discombobulated the back, we wasn't working as a unit, you know. There was individual errors, there was certain bits and pieces where we looked sort of very frail, and we've sorted that out. Like he says, we've stuck to the process, we've spoken about it, we've worked on it, we're doing really well, and they look solid as a unit. And to have 7 clean sheets in 10 games is really good. He's really, really good, especially in this league with some top teams out there like Strike Forces. We've done really well, and that gives the team a real belief to go on. You know, if you know you've got a really strong defence and then only going to give up 1 or 2 chances a game, if that, it gives you a solid foundation to go on and sort of go and press high and go and attack more and get opportunities. And there's no sort of mistake that we've stopped conceding goals, and the run of form we've gone on, we're winning games. Simple.
And Omar's a massive part of that, and it feels like a settled defence now as well. Dan Happy and Omar Beckles there at the back. He's a real nonchalant defender, Omar. We've got some clips to look at his recent performances, the tackles, the ball at his feet. He's really kind of grown into this season, hasn't he? As we'll see from these clips now.
Yeah, I mean, he's been ever present. Anytime he's called upon, you know what you're going to get from him. He's a real leader. He's a real, he commands in a different sort of way. Some people overly vocal. He's just got an assurance about him that when he's on the pitch, everyone just gravitates to that. So it's nice to see him hitting the form, especially in League One, and hopefully it just continues, keeps growing as well. But it's just the chemistry between him and Haps as well, and having that settled sort of having the keeper, I think, has been massive as well. It's offered that good insurance to the back four, and Curry as well. So just long that it keeps continuing and they get that coherency, I think they'll be good.
Do you know what? Like you mentioned Dan Happy there. Oh, we're coming on to the clips of Omar now. He goes and scores. He in his first season when he was here, he was always a threat on set pieces, whether he scored or got knockdowns. This is, I'm screaming at the TV there because he's in the wrong position when the ball goes, but he gets back and recovers, and he's solid. When he is there, he's solid. The only thing with Omar from time to time is I think he switches off and he ball watches, but there's a clip coming up where he's in the box and you can see him checking his shoulder and clears the ball. He gets himself into better positions. It's like as the ball comes in there, he's checking his shoulder, looking where the runners are. He's doing really well, but with him and Dan Happy, they've played together now for 3 seasons. When they're both fit and they're playing together in the heart of that defence, they're solid. Yeah. And that success from winning promotion in League 2 to a good season in League 1 last year, now they're both back and fit. They look solid. They know each other's games, They've got a steady keeper behind them now, like they did previous 2 seasons, and 2 strong fullbacks. Yeah. It's solid. That heart of that defence is solid, and it's not a surprise for me that they are keeping clean sheets for fun.
And just what we're seeing there from Omar, he just makes it look effortless and easy. It's sometimes when you're in a bad run of form and something goes slightly wrong, it's frustrating, but when it's going right, it goes very right for Omar, doesn't it? Yeah,
very much so. He's a good player. He knows the league. He's very experienced, and again, you know what you're going to get from him. And when he's fully fit, along with his partner in crime, they complement each other's game very well, and it's just a nice synergy. And then at the moment, they've just got it at the moment. It just needs to continue and build, and it sets a good platform for the rest of the team.
Right, there's not long to go until kick-off, so let's take a look at the visiting team and see how they're lining up. And in goal for Crawley Town is their number 1. It's Joseph Woolacott. They've got the 3 at the back of Charlie Barker, Toby Malarkey, and their captain Dion Conroy. Across the midfield is Jeremy Kelly, Max Anderson, Bradley Ibrahim and Rashane Hepburn Murphy. And then the front 3 of Jack Rolls, Will Swan and Tyrese John Jules. And on the bench for them is Eddie Beach, Joy Mukena, Benjamin Tanimu, Junior Quitrina, Pantouche Kamara, Sonny Fish and Tola Showenmi. So they're in an interesting place in the table, interesting in the sense that they're in the relegation zone, conceded over 30 goals. We've moved up into a positive goal difference. Hopefully it's high scoring and a real humdinger, Glenn.
High scoring. If you look at their previous 5-6 results, when they have lost, they've only lost by the odd goal. So they don't, even though they concede, they can score goals as well. I think it'll be tight. I think it's really key and crucial that we get that first goal when it's early, first 15 minutes, because their heads are go. Crowd to get up off their seat. It's a big sold out crowd today. urging the boys on, pushing them on, and they'll go and they'll be full of confidence. But the longer it stays 0-0, plays into their hands, and then that's where it gets a bit edgy and supporters get on the players' backs a bit. I think they've been spoiled with a 4-0 away win. The longer it stays 0-0, we'll be like, oh, here we go, good old Orient again. Let's not let that happen.
What are you expecting from Jabbo? From Crawley, sorry, Jabbo. Who are those danger men in there that you'd be keeping an eye on?
I mean, I think Hepburn Murphy, you know, he's gone there, and you know, he's bit Villa. He's come with a good pedigree, can score lots of goals, and I think he wants to kind of make a name for himself now. You know, he's had a few moves, ain't really nailed his goal scoring sort of aggression at the moment, but I think he'll be sharp today. And Jack Rolls is another good player.
Talking about the fixture on the whole, though, typically we haven't done too well in the early kickoffs. We're the only early kickoff in the EFL. You look at the Burton game a couple of weeks ago, where you go around the bottom of the table. That should be an easy one. As Richie said earlier, nothing's easy in this league, is it?
6-0 today. No, I was joking before. I said it'd probably end up being 0-0, but no, I think we'll do all right. I think we'll do all right today. We'll come away with the 3 points, give all the supporters a present they wanted, and obviously it will be tough. It's always tough, and one decision in a game, a red card or something can change it, but I think we'll be fine.
Well, hopefully there's going to be goals galore for you here in this Boxing Day fixture, and the teams are making their way out onto the pitch now here at the Gotham Group Stadium. So let's hand over to our match crunch team of Dave Victor and Matt Hiscock.